Well, the case against 6 men charged with the murder of Kaizer Chiefs player Luke Fleurs has been postponed to later this month for further investigation. The suspects appeared in the Roodepoort Magistrates Court this morning to continue their bail bid. The 24-year-old footballer was shot during a hijacking at a petrol station in Honeydew. Newzroom Afrika's Luke Fleurs has been following proceedings and joins us now live. Ziniko, there's plenty of developing stories insofar as the country's courts are concerned. What unfolded in court today?
Well, Michelle, I can tell you that it's been a very long day and morning here in Roodepoort, where we saw the suspects appearing or making their fourth appearance here at the Roodepoort Magistrate Court. At the core or at the center of today's argument was that issue of debating or arguing why the suspect should be getting bail, and of course we had evidence coming from the investigative officer arguing and also motivating why the suspect should not be getting bail, saying that the circumstances in which they were arrested under, but also their actions in regards to the stripping of the vehicle itself, do not indicate that the suspects are actually willing to take responsibility and would not flee. We understand that one of the suspects is coming from Mozambique and is currently in South Africa illegally. So we also heard some statements from the witnesses themselves who are well known to the suspects, and also we heard the investigating officer through an affidavit and statement that it might be risky for the suspect to be released. But let me bring in the spokesperson of the NPA here in Gauteng, Mrs. Phindem Janongwana. Thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about, summarize for us the arguments which were put before the court by the investigating officer in terms of saying that the suspect should not be released on bail just yet.
Yes, indeed, we did present evidence by way of affidavit of the investigating officer. Amongst other reasons that the investigating officer in the state is opposing their release on bail is that the fact that they are charged with very serious offences that attract a minimum of life imprisonment, that on its own, when convicted, that on its own is incentive enough for the accused before court to try and evade their trial. Also, the witnesses are known to the accused persons, and therefore there is likelihood that they may interfere or threaten with the state witnesses. Amongst others, we've also included the fact that the car was moved from one area to the next, and we argue that that was done in efforts to try and interfere with the investigation as well as the proper administration of justice.
We heard that there's a text message that was recovered from a mobile phone which contained messages suggesting that should these suspects be caught, they should plead guilty, so that other people or the one person who's still not yet arrested cannot be arrested. Talk to us about the number of suspects that have been arrested. Do we have enough, or there's possible more people involved in this case which police have not managed to get hold of?
Well, as we previously indicated as the NPA, that the issue of arresting people is the mandate of the police. They'll be guided by the investigation. The investigations are ongoing, and therefore they'll be guided by the investigation whether or not more people should be arrested. At this current juncture, we have 6 people before court. Investigations are ongoing. As you have indicated, that there is also communication that was communicated by a person unknown to the state at this point. Those investigations are ongoing, and therefore we cannot rule out the possibility of more people being added to the case.
Talk to us about the safety of the witnesses, because through the statements which were read out in court, parents were also called to take the stand, to testify in regards to the places of residence of some of these aspects. How safe are these parents who are, seemingly open to testifying against their own?
We have indicated, amongst others, in the affidavit of the investigating officer, that even the accused themselves are not safe. to be released on bail. Their lives could be at risk because they live in Slovoville, and we do know that the deceased person is a well-known soccer player, and we do know that in Slovoville you will find that there are also fans of the deceased and the club that he played for, and therefore as the state we cannot guarantee their safety, much as we cannot also guarantee the safety of the people that are witnesses in this case.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Michelle, that's Sispindi there, who speaks for the NPA in Gauteng, just giving us a sense of what is it that the state, is opposing in terms of giving the suspects a bail as requested by their legal representative, but also the circumstances surrounding the role played by some of the witnesses who, in one way or the other, seemingly are parents of the very same suspects. So how that is going to work out between, today and going to the next court date, which is next Tuesday. But also very important to note that they cannot guarantee the safety of the current witnesses themselves, but also cannot guarantee the safety of the suspects. So that's the latest from us here. The matter has been postponed to next Tuesday because the magistrate feels that she needs more clarity on how these suspects were arrested, but also the circumstances surrounding one of the suspects who seemingly has some, judgments or some warrants of arrest, out for him. So until Tuesday, we'll get a sense of what is it that will be, the next effort as from Tuesday going to the next court dates as we move on this particular case.
Sinikom Mhlaba, live to us there from the Roodepoort Magistrates Court. Thanks very much indeed for that update.